今日もお疲れ様でした。英語で国内ニュースです。優しい英語で今日の出来事をお届けします。
A male high school student was found collapsed on a farm road in相模原and later died. A friend told police that 4 friends had been riding 2 motorcycles when a car chased them. The group may have fled onto the farm road, where 2 people may have been assaulted. Police are investigating.
Around noon on the 25th, a man broke a watch store's display case in Nakano Broadway, Tokyo, with what appeared to be a hammer. He stole 4 foreign-made luxury watches, worth about 200 million yen in total, and escaped. The man was inside the store for only about 10 seconds.
Swimmer Tomoru Honda admitted the charges in his first court hearing over a dangerous driving accident. Prosecutors said he drove over 80 kilometers per hour on a 30 kilometer per hour road and injured a driver in a crash. The prosecution sought a 1-year custodial sentence. The defense asked for a suspended sentence. The ruling is scheduled for September 9th.
Strong Typhoon number 18 is expected to approach the Amami Islands in Kagoshima Prefecture and Okinawa's main island. Extremely strong winds could damage or collapse some homes through the 26th. The weather agency is urging people to remain highly alert for violent winds and high waves.
Temperatures rose from Tohoku to Kyushu on the 25th. In western Japan, temperatures exceeded 38 degrees Celsius, creating dangerously hot conditions. People should take thorough steps to prevent heat stroke. Meanwhile, heavy rain is affecting Hokkaido because of a weather front, with possible flooding in low-lying areas.
The Transport Ministry plans to announce what led to a repair mistake linked to the 1985 Japan Airlines crash. Officials spent more than a year hearing from Boeing and the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration. The mistake was known as the cause, but its background had remained unclear. The ministry is now checking the details for publication.
The economy minister said the government will establish an accident investigation committee made up of outside experts. The committee will investigate the large explosion at Aeon Mall Kumamoto in Kashima, Kumamoto Prefecture, where 7 people died. It will work to identify the cause of the accident.
A new My Number app is now available. The digital agency combined 2 separate apps into one app to simplify online government procedures using a My Number card. The new service is intended to make these administrative procedures easier for users.
3 bodies were found at a home in Ono, Gifu Prefecture, after a town employee reported that no one answered at a house where residents could not be contacted. 2 bodies were in the main house, and 1 was in an annex. Their sexes are unknown. Police are working to identify them.
次は社会のニュースです。
Typhoon 18 is approaching Okinawa and the Amami region. Waves may reach 11 meters in Okinawa and 10 meters in Amami on the 25th. The typhoon is expected to come closest tonight. Tomorrow is a spring tide, raising concern about storm tides. People should stay away from coastal areas and prepare to evacuate early.
Japan's Transport Ministry plans to publish why a repair error by Boeing happened before the 1985 Japan Airlines crash. The ministry spent more than a year asking Boeing and U.S. aviation authorities about the background. The error itself was known, but its causes had remained unclear. Officials are now checking the details for publication.
A male high school student was found collapsed on a farm road in相模原, Kanagawa Prefecture, and later died. Investigators suspect that a car chased him. They believe he escaped on a motorcycle onto the farm road and was then assaulted. The investigation is examining what happened.
The head of the Doshisha Educational Corporation plans to resign, and the principal of Doshisha International High School also plans to leave. The decision follows a boat accident off Henoko in Okinawa in March. 2 people, a female student and a boat captain, died. A report cited poor safety and risk management.
A man stole 4 expensive foreign-made watches from a store in Nakano Broadway, Tokyo, around noon on the 25th. Police say he broke a display case with an object like a hammer and escaped. The watches are worth about 200 million yen in total. He was inside the store for only about 10 seconds.
A joint test examined 12 products sold as bear repellent sprays. The Consumer Affairs Agency, the Environment Ministry, and the National Consumer Affairs Center found large differences between products. Spray distance and spray time varied greatly. The results show that bear sprays do not all have the same performance.
Japan's police white paper, released on the 25th, mentions the Okawara Kakoki wrongful arrest case for the first time. In 2020, the company's president and 2 others were arrested in Yokohama. Their innocence was later made clear. The case involved a chemical machinery maker.
Swimmer Tomoru Honda admitted the charges at his first trial in Tokyo. He is accused of driving over 80 kilometers per hour in a 30-kilometer zone, crossing into oncoming traffic, and injuring a man in his 60s. Prosecutors seek 1 year in prison. Honda, an Olympic silver medalist, says he deeply regrets the accident. The ruling is due September 9th.
Data believed to have been used to make a fake university diploma was found on a computer belonging to former Edo Mayor Maki Takubo. Police found the data while analyzing the computer after a February search of her home. Prosecutors are expected to use it as important evidence in the case.
次はビジネス関連のニュースです。
Japan's ruling Liberal Democratic Party has started discussing a plan to lower the consumption tax on food to 1%. The party's tax panel held a meeting of senior members to work on the details. Tax panel chair Onodera said he hopes to complete the tax reform outline by the middle of September.
Japan's Cabinet Office plans to request 289.7 billion yen for next year's Okinawa development budget. A Liberal Democratic Party panel broadly approved the plan. The request is 6.8 billion yen higher than last year's request, but it is still below the more than 300 billion yen that Okinawa had requested.
Japan expects its alternative crude oil purchases for September to reach only 80% of the average level for the previous year. The economy minister said changed shipping routes, caused by renewed tension in the Middle East, are affecting supplies. Released oil reserves will help. He said September and October supplies should still meet Japan's needs.
U.S. President Donald Trump says tariffs on Canadian-made cars, auto parts, and steel products will rise to 50% in 2027. The United States already imposed an additional 50% tariff on some Canadian imports. Canada plans tariffs worth $20 billion from September 8th in response. The trade conflict is expected to worsen.
The Trump administration has announced additional economic sanctions on Iran. More than 60 people and companies accused of involvement in Iran's nuclear development will be targeted. Sanctions will also apply to countries that trade with Iran in digital assets, advanced technology ships, and 2 other areas. The Treasury Secretary says the goal is to cut Iran's economic lifelines.
Sompo Japan will raise its car insurance premiums by about 5% on average in January 2027. The company says higher prices have pushed up vehicle repair costs, increasing insurance payments. It also raised premiums by about 1.8% in July. Other major insurers plan increases of 6.5% in October and about 6% in April 2027.
Lawson will cut prices for all of its hand-rolled rice balls nationwide from September 29th. The reduction will be 10 yen including tax, or 11 yen for some items because of tax rules. 20 types are included. Tuna mayonnaise rice balls will fall from 181 to 171 yen, and spicy cod roe rice balls from 235 to 225 yen.
Japan's government is considering a special exception to the rule requiring stores to show prices including consumption tax. Businesses say they may not have enough time to replace price tags and make other changes if the tax rate changes. The measure is being discussed as part of a possible tax cut on food.
Japan has launched a redesigned app called the Mina app. It replaces the Mina Portal app. If a My Number card is registered on a smartphone in advance, users can confirm their identity with only the phone. A separate authentication app is no longer needed for online government services.
では、スポーツニュースをお伝えします。
Japan national team soccer player Koki Ogawa will transfer from NEC Nijmegen in the Dutch First Division to FC Machida Zelvia in Japan's J1 League. Zelvia announced on August 24th that it had signed Ogawa on a permanent transfer. The transfer has now been officially completed.
Figure skating pair Riku Miura and Ryuichi Kihara, known as Riku-Ru, have announced their engagement. They won Japan's first Olympic gold medal in pair skating at the Milano Cortina Winter Olympics in February. In a joint Instagram message, they said they have supported each other through happy and difficult times and are irreplaceable to one another.
Miyu Yamashita won a women's golf tournament on the United States Tour in Edmonton, Canada. She had held the sole lead since the opening day and finished at 23 under par. The victory came after the final round on August 23rd. It was Yamashita's second win of the season, following her victory in June.
Shohei Ohtani was in the starting lineup for the Los Angeles Dodgers against the Pittsburgh Pirates. He had no hits, but he stole a base and helped create the game's first run. The Dodgers won their sixth straight game at home in Los Angeles on August 23rd. Ohtani's play contributed to the team's winning streak.
Some events at the 2026 Aichi Nagoya Asian Games have changed dates after tickets went on sale. Athletes, sports groups, and fans have expressed confusion and frustration. Changes were announced for events including the women's 100-meter hurdles and men's high jump. Organizers said the changes followed shifts in the number of athletes and teams after entries closed.
South Korea's Football Association is facing a major crisis after poor results at the North and Central America World Cup and several scandals. Concerns include unfair personnel decisions, allegations of sexual entertainment for about 10 foreign referees, including Japanese officials, and disputed calls. An independent committee is considering reforms, including broader voting rights in choosing the president.
Rugby player Simone Bunalangi, a 26-year-old Fijian lock for Kyushu in Japan Rugby League One's second division, has died of heat stroke. After a farewell service in Japan, he returned to Fiji with his family, where another funeral was held. He became ill during practice and died in a Fukuoka hospital on August 7th.
Swimmer and Tokyo Olympic silver medalist Akira Honda admitted the charges at his first trial. He said, "There is no mistake. In November last year, he crossed into the opposite lane in Tama, Tokyo, and hit another car. The driver, a man in his 60s, was injured. Honda was charged with dangerous driving causing injury."
Japan's professional baseball organization will change the rules for the final stage of the Climax Series from 2026. If the regular season gap is at least 10 games, or if the first stage winner's record is below .500, the first-place team will receive a 2-win advantage. The series will be first to 5 wins with up to 7 games.
続いて、国際ニュースです。
On August 24th, the Trump administration announced additional economic sanctions against Iran. More than 60 people and companies, including businesses in Hong Kong and Malaysia, will be targeted over alleged involvement in Iran's nuclear development. Countries trading with Iran in areas such as digital assets, advanced technology, and ships may also face sanctions. Finance Secretary Scott Bessent said the goal is to isolate Iran.
President Donald Trump said on August 24th that the United States will raise its additional tariff on cars, auto parts, and other products imported from Canada to 50% starting next January. The United States and Canada have announced tariffs one after another, increasing tensions between the two countries.
On August 24th, European countries announced military support for Ukraine, 4.5 years after Russia began its invasion. The European Union approved aid worth 1 trillion yen. Britain also disclosed classified information about parts for cruise missiles. Ukraine marked its Independence Day, recalling its declaration of independence from the former Soviet Union on August 24, 1991.
August 24th was Ukraine's Independence Day, 35 years after the country declared independence from the former Soviet Union in 1991. It was also 4.5 years since Russia began its invasion. President Volodymyr Zelensky said Ukraine would continue fighting until it restores peace and security.
The United States has removed Syria from its list of state sponsors of terrorism, ending a designation that had continued since 1979. The United States also removed a special terrorist designation for Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, or HTS. Secretary of State Rubio said this removes the last major barrier to private investment in Syria. Iran, North Korea, and Cuba remain on the list.
South Korea's Foreign Minister Cho Hyun spoke by phone with the United States, Secretary of State Rubio, on August 24th. South Korea's foreign ministry said the two officials agreed to continue close cooperation toward resolving the problem of North Korea's nuclear development. The ministry announced this agreement after the call.
More than 50 explosions and fires believed to have been caused by arson were reported in southern Thailand. The incidents occurred at local government buildings and communication facilities, and 3 civilians were injured. Security authorities are investigating whether the incidents were part of a series of terrorist attacks.
The United Nations says 2 Ethiopian members of its peacekeeping mission were killed in an ambush in South Sudan's eastern Jonglei state on August 24th. 7 other people, including peacekeepers and local police officers, were injured. The attacker's motive is unknown. A United Nations spokesperson called attacks on peacekeepers war crimes. Fighting between government forces and opposition groups continues to make security unstable.
Taiwan's eastern and southern regions have been hit by heavy rain from a tropical depression and other weather systems. Homes were flooded, and more than 130 people were injured. 2 people are missing. Typhoon number 18 is expected to move closer to Okinawa and the Amami Islands, so authorities are increasing warnings.
続いて、文化・芸能ニュースをお伝えします。
Actress Hikari Mitsushima, 40, has announced that she gave birth to her first child. She made the announcement during a radio program on August 24th. Mitsushima remarried model Keisuke Asano, 32, and announced her pregnancy in March. No other details about the birth were reported.
Essayist Toyu Tamamura has died. He was also active as a painter. The news was reported on August 25th. The report introduced him as a writer who also worked in painting. It did not include further information about his age, cause of death, or funeral arrangements.
Shogi player Shinichiro Hattori, 27, has earned the right to challenge Ryuo title holder Sota Fuji, 24. Hattori beat Kanta Masegi, 28, in the third game of the Challengers match, winning the series 2-1. It is Hattori's first Ryuo challenge and his second title challenge. The 7-game match starts October 9th.
Singer and actress Yuko Kimoto, 59, has revealed that the illness behind her emergency hospital stay was sigmoid colon cancer. She was hospitalized for about 20 days after a bowel blockage in late July and was diagnosed with stage 3B cancer. She now plans to have surgery and is walking to build strength.
A cultural property rescue effort has begun in areas hit by the July Kumamoto earthquake. Some cultural items were damaged by the shaking, but the full damage is still unknown. The effort removes items from damaged buildings to protect them from deterioration, being scattered, and theft. In Yatsushiro, Matsuhama-ken also suffered serious building damage.
4 tribute programs will be broadcast on television and radio to remember actress Keiko Kishi, who died at age 93 from old age on August 7th. The programs include a drama she starred in, a past interview, an art program, and a restored classic film. They will air between August 30 and September 29th.
Talent Maomi Yuki, 46, has announced that she and her husband are ending their marriage. She moved to Malaysia last August with their 2 daughters, then 11 and 8, for a mother and children study program. Her husband, a hairdresser, stayed in Japan. Yuki said they will continue raising the children together and ask for understanding.
A popular Korean legal drama will be remade in Japan, starring Mana Ashida as lawyer Minami Minamita. The series starts October 19th and will be available worldwide online after each Monday episode. It is Ashida's first lawyer drama. Her character has autism spectrum disorder, graduates first in her class, and faces prejudice when seeking a job.
Haruna Kawaguchi has announced that she is pregnant while appearing in commercials for alcoholic drinks. Some people have pointed out that this is not against the rules. The announcement has prompted discussion about alcohol commercials and pregnancy announcements. The report does not provide further confirmed details about Kawaguchi's pregnancy.
今日のニュースは以上です。最後までお付き合いいただき、ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。